Hello everybody, MithrilDragoon here, and welcome back to Path of Titans. And today we're showing off, again, the Suchomimus, which we're doing a different build this time. So in this video, we're going to be covering the land build, otherwise known as the dry build for Suchomimus, because most of my other, actually no, all of my other Suchomimus videos have been of the water build. So Sucho has two different loadouts that you can kind of rock with. You either go full semi-aquatic or you basically negate your semi-aquatic aspect and focus on being a bleed-focused land predator. So we're going with standard bite, deals 15% more damage if you are dry, and an additional 15% more damage if the target is dry. So the standard bite does a lot of damage on land to dry targets if you're also dry. We're running shark bite. Shark Bite deals medium damage and a small amount of bleed, but will break off one of your teeth and stick it into your target. Bitten enemies will have reduced bleed heal rate by 7.5% and increased bleed damage per stack. Each tooth will regrow in about 60 seconds and regenerate 25% faster if dry. Now, there's another caveat to this, because we're also going to be running the Shed Teeth sense, which will make Shark Bite regenerate twice as fast. So with just this sense, the 60-second recharge rate for you to regrow your shed tooth goes down to 30 seconds. And if you're dry, it's 25% faster than even that. So I want to say it's like, if I'm mathing correctly, and I suck at math, so I want to say it's like 15 seconds for every tooth to regen. And this is very good because, as it says, deals medium damage, a little bit of bleed, but it makes it so that they have a reduced bleed heal rate and you do more bleed every stack. Now you're going to want to combine that with your standard claw attack, because your standard claw attack applies bleed, does, I want to say, medium damage. The damage is increased just like the standard bite, 15% while you're dry, and another 15% if the target is dry. So your basic claw and bite attack run on the land build are going to do a lot of damage. The Suchomimus is essentially a sub-apex. Metabolism, we're still running with the Fisher because there's no real reason to go hyper carnivore. It doesn't change how, to my knowledge, it doesn't change like how fast your food meter goes down. It just means that you lose the ability to go and catch fish, which we're not prohibited from the water with this build. It's just that we're not going to really be focusing on prioritizing the water. The water is not really what we want with this build. It's a last-ditch sort of escape attempt. We're going to run with Parched Scales, which gives us an additional 50% health. Or not 50% health. Gosh, that would be broken. 50 stat. 50 additional maximum health. You get 25% increased stamina recovery and sprint faster while fully dry on land. Very, very useful. You also dry out much faster. However, if we do go in the water, we're lighter, and we have 20% reduced swim speed. I think we're lighter regardless, but... So we lose a little bit of combat weight running the dry build in exchange for more mobility and a lot more damage. We're running braced legs because while we're dry, which is the point of this build, we're going to be able to just not take as much slowdown going uphill. We'll be way faster going downhill, and we take reduced falling damage. Very useful. Standard tail attack causes knockback. I think it does light damage. And then I have to do a little bit of questing so that I can get Scalding Rage. I need 700 marks. I think I have 200 and... Okay, so almost 300 marks. So it shouldn't be too bad getting this, but we are going to want to run this. You use Scalding Rage, and you instantly dry off, so that if you do have to cross a body of water, you don't then have to wait in order to dry off. You just instantly, boom, water's gone. This thing essentially gets so pissed off that its body evaporates the water. Like, his thing's blood is boiling. It is the angriest of boys. And you can use it while you're deafened, which is fantastic. If you go back in the water, however, it will just negate itself. And they did, I want to say when this TLC dropped, you could use this in the rain, and it would make it so that while it's raining out, you don't get wet, so you could keep your 15% damage if you are dry off of certain abilities. That's not the case anymore. If it's raining out, you're scuffed. So, in my personal opinion, I still enjoy the semi-aquatic build more. Riptide does a crud ton of damage. Backhand is still useful while you're dry. Backhand is still a very good claw option. I have not tried Claw Barrage. I want to say it is the same. It's the same as the ducks, except whereas the duck is focused on land, this is more for, like, water. So I would like to say that I still personally like the wet build better for Suchomimus. I think that, especially that massive combat weight increase and everything, is very useful. Getting rid of latch targets, very useful. It just, on Gondwa, which is the map we're going to be playing on today, it's not the most useful. Not impossible to use, but most of Gondwa is land. This is the skin we're rocking. We're rocking the Kryto skin, and I love how this looks because it's essentially like desert camo. And it works in woodland, it works in the desert. Like, this is your traditional tried and true camouflage. And even on a big boy like this, because Suchomimus is a very big lad, it's very useful. So let's go out. We're going to see what we run into. Standard for my videos, you know, if we find somebody, we do. Usually we get at least one fight in per video, bare minimum. But there is, on occasion, been a few videos where it's mostly just questing. I hope that's not the case with this one. I am going to do a little bit of questing here because I want to get Scalding Rage. But questing is kind of just going to be like the sub-priority. So you can see my stamina does drain fairly quickly. However, because we are dry, if I want to just go like sit in a bush, we'll sit in like this bush. This is kind of what I mean by the camo is very nice. Look how we just kind of disappear. You know what I mean? Like, especially at nighttime right now, there's a very low chance somebody's going to recognize that you are a dinosaur right now. And then, boom. Stamina's back. The only problem is that Sucho's a big heckin' chonker, and sometimes he has a hard time getting up. He's got them old dog hips. But, yeah, I wasn't sure which dinosaur to cover, and I don't have some of the other ones that I really want to show off grown yet. If you guys want to see me, if you want to see straight growth videos, like you don't mind watching me grow a dinosaur from hatchling all the way to adult, it would probably take multiple videos for me to do that, because on average it takes about 5 or so hours, between 5 and 6 hours, to actually grow a dinosaur. And I'm not doing that all in one day. I kind of just, if I've got nothing else to do, work is all done, I'm not doing any chores around the house or anything, I'll put in like an hour or two and I'll start working on a dinosaur. And I'll do that off camera. But if you guys want to see that, if you don't mind seeing that, then definitely leave it in the comments below. Let me know that that's something you would actually want to watch, and I have no problem doing it. I also really want to figure out how to get the live stream function to work on PlayStation, because I have the option available, but even though my channel is doing well, like way better than I thought it was, thank you all for that, it's not letting me, like, I verified everything, how YouTube has like the verification thing you got to do for security reasons. I've done all of that, and it still just won't let me live stream. I don't know why. I really want to do that because that would be very fun. I want to be able to interact with you guys while I'm playing. Let's get this stirring den. It's gonna spawn scorpions. Yeah. I've noticed if you just back up and use claw attack, you can kind of face tank the scorpions, and they only get like 3 hits off on you before you kill them. And then you can just break the rest of the den. Oh, it spawned another one. Perfect. That's the pincer quest done. Like, yeah, the damage stinks, but we'll heal this really quick. And I kind of want to show that off, too. In case people wonder why I face tank these critters. It's not just, like... If I was playing by myself, and I just was trying to grow a creature, yeah, I'm not face tanking these, but I want to show off as much as I possibly can. Even if it's at my own detriment here. So I am going to allow myself to take damage like that at least once in a video so that I can show off the healing capabilities of this dinosaur. So we're gonna go in this bush here, nice and camoed in, and then just gonna let this heal. At least I want to get rid of the deep wounds and the poison. And then, while we're doing that, another thing I wanted to ask you guys is, obviously this isn't the only game I've played on my channel. I did a full playthrough of Resident Evil Requiem. Not a lot of people watched that. A lot of people watched me cover the DLC, though. I say in quotations because it really wasn't a DLC. It was just a shadow drop update. The Leon Must Die game mode, which I do actually want to play some more. I really like roguelites, and that's a very fun mode, even though it's short, relatively short. There's a lot that I have to discover with it. But I've also done a lot of Dragon Ball content, and I haven't touched Gexhin Squadra in a while. There's been a lot of characters that have come out since my last video, which I think was when Bardock got added. Since then, I think it's been, there's Kefla, the God forms for Goku and Vegeta. I think they just added Final Form Frieza, if I'm not mistaken. But I haven't played Gexhin in a while. If you guys want to see more of that, let me know. I also realized that I was extremely stupid in my Sparking Zero video when they first added the Mission 100 mode. This is enough health for me, personally, to start walking around. I'll heal it as I move. But the Sparking Zero video I did, I was unaware that I kind of goofed. I thought that the rest of the Mission 100 missions, because when they first added the mode, you only had a few of them that you could do at once. I think it was like the first 20. I thought that the rest would be added later with the big, like, essentially Tenkaichi 2 upgrade that Sparking Zero's getting, and that the new characters that they're adding, which there's a lot of them, would fill in the rest of the Mission 100 levels. I was way wrong. You just have to clear the Mission 100 fights, and the rest of them unlock. And I would very much like to play more of that, but I don't know if people want to see it, because, again, it didn't really do well. I think it only got like 76 views, and I'm just like, well, I'm not gonna... I don't feel... It's a lot to edit those videos compared to these. I don't really want to put that work in if people aren't going to watch it, so let me know what you guys want to see. I have another Fighters video that I've been preparing, too, where I'm going to play ranked mode, but I can only use random select, and I think that would actually be very fun. Is that enough for... It is. There we go. Alright, let's go back to the home cave real quick. We'll equip Scalding Rage, and then our goal is literally just to find people to fight. And then, the video will be a lot more entertaining, I'm sure. What is that? Oh, it's a critter. Obviously, there's going to be timestamps in the video description down below, so if you want to just skip ahead till I find something to fight and all that jazz, the usual, feel free to do so. I take no offense if you guys don't want to sit here and listen to me yap. But I do enjoy seeing your guys' comments, you know, seeing what you guys think. It helps me a lot with figuring out what to do on the channel, because obviously I'm still very small. I only have, well, I say only, but I'm amazed that I even have, we're closing in on, I think, 160 subscribers, which, that's insane, guys. I thank you all so much. That means a lot to me. I didn't even think I would get past, like, 20. I thought that this was essentially going to be a way for me to, record videos pretty much exclusively for my friends, and that was going to be it. And you guys have proven me wrong a lot. And even more than people subscribing, I've gotten a lot of views recently, and I've gotten a lot of likes on my videos recently, and that really means a lot too. Whenever you guys like and subscribe, and you give me feedback on what you enjoyed, what you didn't enjoy, it means everything to me, because that's the only way that I'm going to be able to improve as a YouTuber, to help you guys get better content. And I don't know, it makes me happy to be seen, you know what I mean? Because a lot of times people don't really care. We kind of live in an age where people are just kind of fed up with everyone else. At least that's what I've noticed. The toxicity levels in the world right now have been far above average. Maybe that's just me noticing things too much. I don't know. But I definitely, if I have the means to, even if it's at my own expense, like, I know I'm not the smartest person. I know that I'm not the best player at these types of games. And for crying out loud, my Thalassadromius video, I had one comment that really broke my heart, kind of, where somebody replied that all they wanted was to see me take out at least one player using the dive bomb with Thal, and I didn't get a single win in that video. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I tried. I really tried. I was having a fun time, even though I was losing, because I thought that I actually did pretty well combat-wise. I just couldn't secure a win. I hear wing flaps. That'd be very funny if a Thalasso just dive-bombed me right now. But, I mean, my point is I know that I'm not the best at these games. I know that I definitely have a lot of room to improve. And I'm very appreciative of everybody that stays and watches. Very, very appreciative. And if even me essentially being a punching bag on a game like this can bring even a little bit of laughter to somebody's day, maybe they just really find it funny how dumb I am at times, stuff like that. That's all I really want. That's my only goal at the end of the day for the channel. I don't like making complaining videos. I know that one video I made addressing issues with this game was the most popular video on my channel. That's not the type of content I want to make. I made that just because I was very annoyed, and I thought, you know what, nobody else is covering this, I might as well at least give input on it. And evidently the devs of the game agreed with my sentiments, because they've been putting stuff in the updates to kind of not get rid of the issue I was having, but make it less excusable, if that makes sense. Which, for those of you who don't know, I just really don't like the push to use Discord for this game for rules on private servers, because I don't trust Discord right now. And I'm not really going to go into explaining again why, like, it's already been said and done. But I want to make more stuff that's more humor focused, more entertaining, not I don't want to be... That's a Stego. That's a Stego fighting something in the water. As my ADHD kicks in hard. Oh, there's a lot of players. This is Green Valley. This is one of the hot spots. There's definitely other people here because that Stego... There's two Stegos. Two Stegos. Actually not sure what my odds of winning this are. I don't really want to back down. I know Stego does a lot of bleed also. I think we can at least take one of them down. I know that they're gonna fight me. Like, even if I were to back off, they're gonna... Because there's two of them. Actually, I stand corrected. Look at that. But because there's two of them, I don't feel so bad about... Yeah, they're gonna... This is why double Stego is kind of a nuisance. Because they try and sandwich you. Ooh. Yeah, no, Stego does a lot of damage, man. Alright, yeah, we're gonna go to the water. Now, this is where you're gonna see that. This is what water is not good for with the land build. I cannot swim fast at all. I know they were swinging at something in the water too. I really don't want to run into whatever that is. We're just gonna... We are going to back off from that fight. Actually, no. You know what? Because it's gonna take me so dang long to heal. We're not gonna back off, but we are gonna go over here, and we're gonna show off, while I can, how we can quick dry. There we go. Because it would be quicker for me to just respawn, so we are just gonna... Yeah, I should not have challenged two Stegosaurus at once. That definitely was me, again, reaping what I sow by not taking my own advice when I tell people all the time to pick their fights wisely. That being said, we only lost negligible growth. We are also respawned over at Titan's Pass, which is a very good spawn. So, let's just... We'll just mosey on our way. We'll head towards Grand Plains and see what we can find there. And hopefully along the way we get a quest. Can I get a quest just so I can get that growth back? Pine cones would be preferable. Pine cones! Hey, look at that. Thanks, game. Thanks, Alderaan. It's nice when the game decides to be good to you. So by the time I... For one, get these marks, which will be great just for anything. I think by the time I reach Grand Plains, I should be back to adult growth, too. You don't lose a lot of growth when you die as Sucho, I've noticed, compared to other dinosaurs. Like, I got killed as a... I want to say it was my Megalania, and I went from nearly being full sub-adult. Like, I was almost at adult, and it dropped me back down to adolescent, and I was like, what? And that was on officials, too. I was just really baffled by that. It sucks, because I have a video I want to do with Megalania. At this point, I am admittedly waiting for the TLC. I'm fairly certain, like most everybody else that plays this game, that Megalania is going to be the next TLC. It's not confirmed, but it seems very likely. Seems very likely. Where's... I thought there was another pinecone stack somewhere near here. Am I losing my mind? Darkwoods is kind of a cluster. It's an absolutely amazing spot to play a Rex, though. I will say that. If you're playing an ambush Rex in the Darkwoods, oh man. Granted, you'd be looking for somebody like me who doesn't know what the heck they're doing, because most people aren't going to stick around the Darkwoods. Yeah, we'll just keep moving along the path. There'll be more. There's always more pine cones. Suchomimus is such an interesting dinosaur, too. Like, we're talking real life now, not in the game. Because there's not really a lot, especially, like, Spinosaurids in general, we don't actually know all too much about. It's funny, we know what most of them look like, but a majority of Spinosaurs we don't actually have all the bones to like fully reconstruct the fossil. Like Spinosaurus in particular, actual Spinosaurus, we don't actually have a complete Spinosaurus fossil. Like, we do not have a complete set of bones. All of them that you see in the museums that are the full dinosaur is really, it's not real bones. It's what they've assembled based on how they think it looks based on the bones that we have. But we don't have a complete fossil of Spinosaurus. So for all we know, it could look totally different than what we imagine. But I want to say, why am I moving so slow walking? I thought that this was its trot speed. Am I crazy? Am I moving slower? I'm not holding... Yeah, see? It was because there's a glitch on console that doesn't get talked about. So if I press right on my D-pad, it enables the auto movement, right? And sometimes if you accidentally toggle that, because that's also the button you need to press to collect things or pick things up. Like if I go over here, or it's down to pick things up, but I know that you use to collect them when it's a quest, you use right on your D-pad. And that's also the button that toggles auto sprint, or whatever the heck it is, where you just start moving on your own. You don't have control over it. You just kind of aim your camera. Sometimes if you leave that mode and go back, it like puts you in the same state. Yeah, that's what it is. So now I'm holding L2, and that's your like precise movement. And sometimes hitting right on your D-pad, it'll make it get you stuck in precise movement, but it won't show any signs that you're in precise movement. It's very weird, and I don't know if I'm the only one that has had this issue. I don't know if it's just a PlayStation issue or if the same issue is present on Xbox, or it's definitely a very weird situation. We are gonna just cross this. Actually, is it wise to cross the water? We're gonna go up here where the water's not such a big thing to cross. Sounds hilarious avoiding water as a semi-aquatic, but again, we're running the land build, so we are heavily nerfed in the water. If I was an aquatic Sucho, I would be in the water the whole time. I'd be playing Sucho very similar to Sarco. You're an ambush predator when you run the water build. And that's why I like running backhand, because the whole point is you sneak up on somebody that's up on the bank, get behind them and backhand them straight through. And then they're in the water, and you can kind of just shred them. Ooh, I want to say I just saw a Tylo in the water. We do not want to fight a Tylosaurus with Suchomimus using the land build. Using the water build, you can actually shred a Tylo. Riptide plus all your knockback options. Granted, Tylo can negate a lot of knockback because they have the whatchamacallit. They have the same thing that Rex has. You're not gonna be like keeping them off of you, but you can shred their health as quickly as they can shred yours. It's really, if you know how to optimize the wet build with Sucho, it's a 50-50 matchup with pretty much anything in the water. You can shred anything. I've even, one of my earlier videos with Suchomimus was using the water build when Riparia first came out, and I was using it on modded. And I fought a Shonosaurus, which is a modded aquatic dinosaur that has a lot of health. And I won that fight. That thing can do a lot of damage. Its combat weight was way higher than me, and I won that fight. And then I promptly died afterwards because I ran out of oxygen. But, like, Sucho's damage output in the water with the wet build is just, it's genuinely insane. It's really, really good. Alright, let's kinda... Yeah, we're back at adult growth. Let's just top off our stamina real quick. And then we're gonna enter the Forsaken Lands that are the Grand Plains. And probably dive very quickly to a Mixpack. That being said, I still want to see if I can at least take somebody down. I'm pretty confident that I can, especially if it's a 1v1, I can win with Sucho. I play Sucho quite a bit. Of course, I mainly play water Sucho. This is really my first time using the dry build Sucho, but I know it's good. I know dry build is actually probably, depending on your skill level, the wet build is more beginner friendly, I would say, because it gives you a way better escape option. Because really, especially on a map like Gondwa, your only real threat in the water is going to be that right there. Speaking of, I know he's not alone, but we are gonna fight the Sucho. Darn, I missed. Load this man up on teeth. Gonna watch our stamina here too. Yeah, he's almost dead. Nice. Yeah, the bleed damage with Sucho is definitely what greatly assisted. Of course, he was also a Sarcosuchus on land. I've praised Sarco like nobody else. I love Sarcosuchus, probably my favorite playable in the game, and I still stand by that it is the most beginner-friendly playable in the game. When you play it right. He was not running the mud build, otherwise he would have been covered in it. which would have greatly impeded my bleed damage and my overall damage to him. He also would have had a very good escape option. And I probably wouldn't have been able to catch him if he was utilizing the mud build. Like, just straight up, he could have popped mud there, and we were on relatively flat ground, and he could have just zipped away. But he did not. And he also wasn't using Swerve, which, if you're going to be on land with Sarco, you need Swerve. You need that quick turnaround attack. So that's ultimately what won us that fight. But yeah, Sucho with bleed damage, like, if you're fighting any mid-tier, any low-tier, with the exception of, like, a really skilled late-in or something, you're probably winning. Apexes are a different matter. You can definitely take down Apexes with Suchomimus, especially with the bleed. Like, it's very, very good. But I would give the caveat of it depends on the Apex, because Tyranititan is still Tyranititan. I'm not going to sit here and tell you Tyranititan's unbeatable, but, like, brother, the Bluetooth. Especially on a big thing like this, you're suffering. Let's... I gotta top off on water so that our bleed heal rate can... Not our bleed heal, our health recovery can improve. And hopefully I don't get jumped in the process, but... yeah, see, there's a Titan right there. There's the Call of Doom. Oh, hello there. What are you gonna do, Pachy? If you try it, I will fight back. I'm just saying that out, like, right now. I will fight back and I will aim to kill. In fact, I probably could right now, but I want water. I am thirsty. Oh, we got all the Apexes here right now. All right, let's top up on the water. Oh, I really do want to fight that Pachy. Yeah, you know what? Come on. You should not be drinking like that next to a carnivore. This is a lesson for us both. Ooh, nice bone break. I think he's just gonna do that and run away. That's usually what Pachy players do, which is fine. There's nothing wrong. That's actually optimal. Oh, he is gonna stay and fight. All right then. Come on. Oh, I was trying to bait him. Bap. Yeah, he's calling his friends. Or he's trying to. I am not going up there so you can headbutt me off, pal. I know how you players play. Look, here comes his friends. Who's it gonna be? Sounds like a trike. Is it a trike? What are you doing? No. I'm gonna wear you down. It's either you choose to escape this encounter, or you keep doing this, let me get my stamina back, and I slowly whittle you down. What's it gonna be? You choose. I'm not going up there. I mean... Yeah, fair enough. You can go up there and heal. Sure. Go right ahead. I hear other Packies. That's what it's gonna be, isn't it? You're gonna jump me with your pals. Alright. Blah, 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 blah. Boop! Shouldn't have even tried it. What are you doing? What are you doing? It's kind of fake that we're running away now. I see you. Yeah, there's another one. Watch, they're gonna hunt me now. They're gonna hunt me now. I'm gonna bait them. I'm gonna make it look like I'm running away. But really, I'm gonna lead them right out in the open where they don't have any high places to go. Yeah, see, here they come. Here they come through the trees. Come on, then. Of course, you couldn't fight me on your own, so you got your little friend to tail raid. No. I know what you guys are doing. Yeah. No, this... Yeah. Well played. Well played. Well played. That is something that Sucho definitely struggles with, as you could see, is the turn radius. Oh, why did it spit me out down here? Or up here, rather. Ah. Yeah, Sucho suffers with its turn radius because it's so big. I actually thought it would be a lot better on the dry build, but it's not. That ultimately, I think turn radius, in general, is probably the most important ability, apart from just baseline movement. Because if you cannot turn to face the things that are like tail riding, is the most broken attack strategy outright. If you can tail ride something because it cannot turn around, then there's nothing it can do to fight you. Essentially, the tactic they employed, and it worked. I'm gonna just... Obviously, you all saw me fall for it. Is the one that I had been targeting before acted as a rage baiter. He was decoying me so that his friend could run up and tail raid me. And I played into it because I was just at least hoping to take out the one that I had already gotten low health. You could see that he was starting to scar up. So I almost had that green one, like, dunzo. Obviously, it did not play out in my favor. Now, had I been able to turn around better and hit that one that was behind me, I could have held my own a lot better there. But that just isn't the reality of what happened. And that is probably the biggest weakness for Suchomimus. Great, fantastic damage, high health, great traversal speed, terrible turn radius. And considering my only attack that hits behind me is this tail attack that's on a 3-second cooldown, not the best option. What is that? 4-footed creature. Trike? Or Stego? Stego, I see the plates. Alright, let's get a little Stego rematch going. Is it the same duo from before? Crud. I think it's the same duo. What? I can't. I'm stuck. I got stuck between him and the tree. Oh, what the heck? What killed me? Oh, the bleed. Dang, Stego seems very, very powerful. What the heck? I was under the impression that Stego was not all that good because it had the one attack, the tail, but I don't know, man. That was interesting. Let me know if you want to have me grow. I might just grow a Stego now. I'm pretty convinced that I have undersold the Stegosaurus. Alright, let's get back to maybe Grand Plains, and then let's see if we can get like one more fight in. One more fight in. At least we got a win. We're not ending on a loss. So I will take that. We did beat that Sarco fair and square. And we almost beat one of the two Pachy's anyways. The Stegos have been clapping us though. Absolute just desecration. Which ultimately I think is more a show of my lack of skill than it is a detriment to Suchomimus, because I really do think if I was a better player, I could have absolutely at least taken out one Stegosaurus. But I got way too confident there because I had the element of ambush, and I got stuck between its tail, which is the thing that you want to avoid, the giant flail, and a tree. So he just ripped me apart. Look how good the camo is working in this the Birchwoods though. Holy mackerel. Oh, that is gorgeous. Oh, that is so nice. Like a shadow in the dark. Yeah, we'll just kind of head back towards Grand Plains. We'll try and get at least one more fight in the video. Win or lose, doesn't matter to me. I still think I'm doing a good job showing the strengths and weaknesses of this dinosaur. And that's really my only goal. I just want to play Sucho. You can't always win in life, especially in this life. Oftentimes, you're going to get knocked down. But in the wise words of Rocky Balboa, it's not about how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. So yeah, you know, I might not be the best player at this game. I might not be the strongest, the wisest, the smartest, the most skilled. I might fall 100 times, 200 times. I might lose 9 out of 10 times of the fights that I have. But I'm always getting back up, getting back out there, and giving it the best that I can possibly give. There's really nothing else to be said about it. Forgot to sit and wait for the quest to be cleared. And ultimately, that's the mentality that you should have playing this game. It's not about... If you're too focused and worried about dying, you're not going to succeed. If you're too reckless, you're not going to succeed. That's why I encourage patience. You have to find your balance. You have to find your playstyle. When you find your playstyle, stick to it. No matter how many times you get beaten, no matter how many times you lose, no matter how many fights you fail at achieving victory in. Load back in. Get back on top of it. And keep moving forward. And I promise you, you will eventually start doing better. That's really the best advice I can give. Amongst all other things, that is the best advice I can give. Just keep trying. Keep hacking away at it. Because if you give up, what really are you winning at then? Now, I'm going to give the exception of if you're someone that gets very angry at losing in games like this, probably don't play it. Just don't play it at all. Because games are supposed to be fun. If you're not having fun, play a different game. And that's not mean to say. Because I'm someone who has struggled greatly with mental health issues in the past. I know exactly how tiring it can be to be stressed out from various things. I've had a very, very stressful upbringing, and that involves keeping a lot of things buried down deep because you feel like a burden trying to tell people. Don't ever let yourself feel like you have to do something when it comes to something like this, and just because you're not good at it and you want to get better, if it's stressing you out and you're not having fun and you're actively just in very unwell conditions playing something, if you're getting mad to the point where you want to throw a controller or something like that, put the game down, brother. Put the game down, sister. Take a deep breath. You're gonna be okay. It's just a game. Get a drink, have a snack. You're gonna be alright. Don't ever let a game ruin your day. That's why I hope it's pretty clear that a lot of times if I'm getting angry, it's sarcasm for the sake of the video. Like, I'm a very hard person to actually piss off. You reach a point where you're numb. You know? Oh my goodness, what is going on down there? Hey, it's the Pachys from before. We could... Well, there's 4 of them now. We saw how it went last time. I don't really know. What? That's a new bush. That's a Rex bush. Aw, man, yeah, I don't feel like fighting 3 of them. I just don't. 4 of them? Nah. I think they've seen me, though, and they want a rematch. Yeah, they definitely have. Shite. Pachy players be like... Yep. Let's get you out in the open. Ah! I'm already playing bad. Brother, what do you do against this? Let's be real here. This is no longer a skill issue. What do you do against a horde of Pachys? And a Leighton? What is this mix-packing nonsense? Look at... No, you're not even an herbivore. Why are you teaming up with these guys? I didn't want to do the call. Yeah, no, that right there, that is what I dislike. The mix-pack nonsense, that is entirely disgusting. What am I at for recording time? 54 minutes? Damn. Oh, that... Alright. I am going to end this video here, and we are going to... Let's load up the bird. Nah, you know what? No. I'm gonna let it go. That definitely sucks. That's the kind of mixed packing I'm talking about when it's just like, dude, what do you even do against that as a solo player? Like, it wouldn't have like, you know what? Yes. It's time. You know, I was saving growing a Spino for a very special occasion. This is that occasion. Because Spinosaurus absolutely is a mix pack crusher. Because AoE land build, they would all have been taking massive damage there. So you know what? I'm going to work on growing this boy here. And I will see you all when I'm achieved this goal. Maybe I'll even make a video of me growing it. It's already at adolescent, and I want to say it's near subadult. So, that's going to do it for this video. I'll see you all in the next one. And then the next one, mix packers are getting splattered. So have a good day. God bless, guys.